you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K is the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
all in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K, it's the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk facts.
We're giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
Play it on the car ride, play it when you lounge. X and O, you know that we can hold it down. Shout out to my man Sammy, got it off the ground. And to all the listeners tuned in right now, got debates, analysis, and speculation. This is sports talk for the new generation. You know where to find us, got a reputation. Sick podcast, your #1 sports destination.
Giving all our devotion, riding high on this wave of emotion. Going all out, yeah, cause this is our time. No, ain't no stopping us till we reach the finish line. All in, we came here to win. We're gonna give everything. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick. On fire, we're ready to fight. We'll bring the house down tonight. S-I-C-K on the run. S-I-C-K, sick, sick.
S-I-C-K is the sickest podcast. Tune in for the audio, or you can even watch back. Giving players all the props or put them on blast. We don't give no hot takes, only talk back. S-I-C-K,
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 S-I-C-K.
S-I-C-K.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. With Tony Marinaro.
55 seconds left in the penalty, a minute and 27 seconds left in regulation time. Boston 4, Montreal 3. Lafleur coming out rather gingerly on the right side. He gives it into Lemaire, back to Lafleur.
The sickest Montreal Canadiens podcast.
You're in the ball!
Sports entertainment like no other.
Rejoint, on lui fait perdre la rondelle, une passe devant. Et c'est le dégagement et ce sera la victoire des Canadiens. Stanley pour les Canadiens, le 23e de l'histoire.
You found the dogs! John, you found the dogs! He found the dogs! And all together, they worked a young team to the top. And now, a 24th Stanley Cup banner will hang from the rafters of the famous Forum in Montreal. The Canadiens win the Stanley Cup!
Brought to you by Energy Transportation Group. Driven to be different. La Vida Tibi. Embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination. It's gonna be sick.
Marinaro, the Sick Podcast on this Thursday, August 14th. I hope you are well. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitter. And tonight is Ask Us Anything, pretty much. Brian Wilde will join me from Global TV Montreal. Without further ado, let me bring him in. Brian, how are you?
I am great, if you can hear me.
I can, but I
am great.
I see more of your laptop than I see of you. This is weird.
Yeah, that's because I can't get on the internet with my. Just a sec. I'm gonna have to put a book there. Don't go to me for a second.
Okay, I won't.
We'll figure it out.
You know what?
All
It'll
right.
give me an opportunity.
I'm on the phone. Is what's happening because I couldn't get my laptop to work for some reason, and it's been working.
Are you serious? Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get my laptop to work. I tried for 15 minutes, and anyway, I'll put a book there. And then you won't see the front of the laptop in a couple of seconds.
Okay, that'll be good. It'll give me an opportunity to
talk amongst yourselves, everyone.
Well, no, it'll give me an opportunity to talk about our partners, Brian. And I'm going to start with Playground. Winning Wednesday is the ultimate midweek experience for players aged 50 and up. Start your day with a $5 breakfast as of 7 a.m. Take your shot at winning your age in cash with hourly draws until 3 p.m. And don't forget to claim your free play available until 10 p.m. Wednesdays were made for winning only at Playground. Also brought to you in part by La Bittt. At Tibi, they launched their new Ultra Lager, refreshing, thirst-quenching beer, perfect for the summer with only 90 calories, 2 grams of carbs, 4% ABV per can, available in a pack of 6 and 12 in grocery stores all over the province of Quebec, all around the province of Quebec. It's ultra light and ultra refreshing. I want to give a shout-out to Fruiterie de l'Art. I was there yesterday. I saw Tasso and his son and the staff, and I picked up 3/4 of a pound of this turkey cold cut, which comes from Italy. It's unbelievable. Fruiterie de l'Art is a family-run business, a mainstay in the LaSalle community since 1995. When it opened up, I started going there, and 30 years later, I'm still there. Proud to continue offering the same fresh foods and flavors that they have for the past 30 years, from fresh fruits and produce delivered daily to an ever-expanding assortment of deli meats, cheeses, and sandwiches. You'll find personalized service and friendly faces that make you feel like family at Fruiterie de l'Art. Brian, that looks a lot better. You got that?
No, it's the same, I think.
It's the same, yeah.
It's just you had the ads. I wasn't able to change it because, well, you kept me on the air.
You know what? You want us to take you off the air for a second?
Yeah, for 10 seconds. That's all it takes.
Right, okay, let's put Brian in the green room. Don't worry about it. Actually, you know what? I saw there's on YouTube, you've already started asking some questions, which is pretty amazing. So thank you very much for doing that. And so Shane Gaumont and Master Control, if you can actually copy and paste a bunch of these questions that are in the YouTube and put them in our internal chat, and then I'll be able to read all of the questions. Brian, you're back. Looks a lot better now.
Yeah, unless it slips. It could be an interesting hour.
Wow. I like this segment. We talked about it. We had it last week, and you know what? I think a lot of people like it as well. And so it's ask me and Brian whatever you want. You can really, by the way, ask me anything. I was very, very busy today. Is there anything going on in the world or in the news that I haven't heard about? Ask away if you want. Brian, everything cool?
Yeah, everything's cool. I didn't hear anything spectacular today. I was checking social media a little bit, and there was nothing out there. The play we talked about on Tuesday, where Demidov put it through his own legs with the backhand blind pass.
Yes.
That ended up becoming rather famous. That went viral, that one.
You know what? I've seen it everywhere on social media. It's the Living Sisu Hockey League. It's the 3v3 league that has gone on for the entire summer. There's one 1 week left. For the men, it'll be next week on Tuesday night. And several Montreal Canadiens players have played in it. Last couple of days ago, Demidov was there, Jake Evans was there, Joshua Roy, Laurent Dauphin, Radkov the goalie, Joe Veleno, Nick Suzuki's played in it earlier this summer. So has Patrick Laine. There have been a couple more. And Brian and we saw a play that went from Jake Evans to Demidov. Demidov put it right between his legs because he knew that Joshua Roy was all alone, and he buried it. And I think that clip really has gone viral. It's been absolutely everywhere. And they've also done a great job of cutting up Demidov scoring 2 goals as well. So those clips are everywhere, which is kind of cool.
The excitement that is around this guy is it's unheard of in the Canadiens organization. I mean, Hutson, of course, is a really exciting hockey player, but he didn't come with the expectations that Demidov comes with. So all of the greatness that Hutson did, it didn't have that buildup, it was almost under the radar. The questions before he started the campaign would be, will he become a regular? Not like one of the best seasons in NHL history for points for a rookie defenseman.
Yeah.
It was, will you become a regular? With Demidov, it's, will you become a superstar in your first 40 games? So, I mean, the hype train is unstoppable. And, one of the reasons is it's Montreal. And another reason is the guy's hands are sick.
Yeah.
So, you can see why there is a hype train for him. It's going to be hard to live up to because the eyes are going to be on him. The players will be on him as well. Veterans around the league won't want to be shown up by those hands.
Yeah.
He's going to get targeted. It's going to be interesting.
Sick is definitely the word, Brian. It's the word of the summer.
Absolutely.
It's going to be the word of the year as well. Why don't we start off with Habs Believer, who asks, what are your expectations for Sam Montembeault this season? Brian, if you want to start us off.
Sure. I think that'll be about a 50 to 30 split this year. I don't think they'll make him work any harder than 50. That's their hope anyway. So if they can get 30 games out of a good backup, they'll take it. It might stretch to 55. And I think his save percentage will be what it is always, around 900 to 910. That'll be a pretty good number. And he also had, for much of the season, one of the best numbers in goals saved above expected, which is a really, really good stat. And he was one of the top guys in that. So I'm expecting another good year. He's getting more and more comfortable as an NHLer. He's more and more comfortable to live up to his pedigree. He's getting more experience. There's no reason to think that Sam Montembeault will have a fallback year at all.
All right, so I'm going to say this. Montembeault last year played a career-high 62 games. There's something that we have to keep really consider this year is, Brian, that because there will only be a couple of games in the month of February because, of course, the Winter Olympics will take place.
Right.
The Montreal Canadiens will play 17 back-to-backs.
Yeah.
Now, usually coaches will will split the back-to-backs, okay? So, but we did see Montembeault play a couple of back-to-backs, but I would say on the 17 back-to-backs, you'd have to think there's 14 games right there that he's not going to play. So right there, he goes from 82, he goes to 68. Now, he played 62 games all of last season. I'm going to go with him playing 55 games this year. I think they're going to try and get him down to 55 from 62. I think the Canadiens are going to have a better team than they had a year ago. And a year ago, they had a goals against average of 2.80, which was an improvement for Montembeault, down from what was 314 the year before and 342 the year before that and 377 the year before that. So as you can see, Montembeault knocks off about 0.30 percentage points off his goals against every year and has for the last 4 years. It's been consistent, which would mean that he'd have a goals against average of 2.50. I think that's low. I'm going to say that Montembeault is going to have a goals against average when all is said and done of 2.65, down from 280. His save percentage has been in the last 4 years, 902 last season, 903 the year before, 901 the year before, 891 the year before that. I think Montembeault is going to go to a 909 save percentage. I think he's going to have a very good year. for a goalie who obviously is going to want to be part of Team Canada at the Winter Olympics. So for me, once again, Montembeault, 55 starts, 260 goals against average, 909 save percentage. Those are my stats.
That's very precise. I think one other thing that has to be mentioned too is Caden Primo did an 8.26.
Yeah.
And he was still the goalie of choice as a backup for a while. And so Martin St. Louis must have, on some of the nights when he got as high as 62, instead of the 55 you're predicting here, must have had 7 nights where he said, my God, we got to win this game. I can't go with an 8.26 tonight.
Yeah. Big Bill says, So Big Bill says, hi, Tony and Brian. What happens to Dach if he's either still injured or does not live up to the expectations this season? Traded or released?
Is this the last year of his contract?
It is.
It is. Well, you're getting nothing for him if he doesn't play well, right? I mean, then that ends up being a really tough trade.
3.362, comma 500.
Cap hit.
So just under $3.4 million for Kirby Dach. Signed a 4-year deal. This is year 4.
Yeah, and this is year 4, and you've gotten really very little for him. They will be so reluctant because, the general manager definitely doesn't want this one to go sour. As one of his first big moves, he's going to get every opportunity to come through and be a good hockey player this year. They're going to give him every chance. He's going to get every shift that he ever wanted. He's going to get some power play time on the second unit. He's going to get good line mates. He's going to get easy matchups. He's going to get offensive zone starts. They're going to do absolutely anything they possibly can to give him value, so they can either trade him or renew him or not look bad that they traded for him. They're invested, is what I'm saying. They are invested in him still.
This one here is not a hockey question. It's from Eduardo. Favorite restaurant for.
Well, did you want to weigh in on Dach?
Yeah, I'm going to say this. First of all, I mean, he's not going to be released. Kirby Dach's going to be good enough to be on this team.
Yeah.
If Kirby Dach is injured,
I think he meant at the end of the contract.
Well, if Kirby Dach is injured going into the season, the Canadiens are not going to waste any time. They're going to go out and they're going to try and get a second line centerman to start the season. That's number one.
And put him on the wing.
And put him on the wing. Well, if he's injured to start. So if he's injured to start the season, they're going to go out and they're going to get somebody, I think.
Right, but now they have a second line centerman, so then they put him on the wing.
Correct.
Because they acquired a guy.
Well, all depends on how the second line centerman that they acquired is playing.
Got it.
Right? And maybe that second line centerman that they acquire is actually a center/winger. Right? But let's put it this way. It's a make it or break it year for Kirby Dach. If he doesn't have a good season, I mean, if his season is average and the Canadiens offer him another contract, it's to bring him back as a winger at probably half the salary that he's making. If he disappoints, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Dach is going to be one of the most interesting players this entire year. He is the player that I think that no one really has a sense of what's going to happen there. Anybody who's making a prediction one way or the other really doesn't know. Like if you had to put a line down in Vegas on how many points he would get, you probably wouldn't want to even put a line down on it. It's just such a difficult bet to figure out where the spot is on him. It's so much rides on whether he can, like, everybody's seen the depth charts, right? And he's penciled in his second line center, Tony.
Yeah.
Like so much relies and is riding, like Demidov's season is kind of riding on him. Bolduc, if he's with Bolduc, and everybody's suggesting that Bolduc will get that second line spot, his season is riding with him. Or if it's not Bolduc, then Laine's season is riding on him. There's so much riding on whether his minus 29 turns into plus 2 or 3, and the Canadiens go from 91 points to much better.
All right. Let's.
By the way, Next Door Pub, I like, because I'm just a burgers and wings and beer guy, and the Old Orchard.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So you're probably more fancy pasta Italian.
let's say
Impasto, stuff like that.
in Italian, I'm going to go with Restaurant Vago Italien on Green Avenue in Westmount. Szechuan and Prima Luna, which is a reception hall / restaurant as well.
There it goes.
Steak. Love the etc. inside the playground. All right. Okay. This coming in from Tom Crutchman. So many great restaurants in Montreal. I mean, so much love for everyone. Greek, Souvlaki Authentique, for an in and out and just go in and have myself a great pita and leave. So these are the ones. Tom Crutchman. Do you believe the Habs will acquire a center to play the second or third hole before the season starts? How confident are you either way? I think we almost tackled this in the Dach question.
Yeah, we sort
it
of
all depends whether or not Dach is healthy or not. If he's healthy, I think he's going to get the benefit of the doubt. Others, DYT. Aside from players on the Habs, do you both have a player in the NHL right now who you would consider your favorite if you had to choose? It's a good question.
Well, that's an easy one for a guy who was born and raised in Edmonton.
Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's already going to be your choice, even if he's not, when you're asking the guy that was born and raised in Edmonton.
Yeah.
As an Oiler fan. So I'm an Oiler fan still. So Connor McDavid's a pretty easy answer for me.
I think if you go around and you ask any hockey fan, your favorite hockey players, regardless of your allegiance to a team, I think you're going to hear Connor McDavid a lot. I think you're going to hear Nathan McKinnon a lot. You're probably going to hear Sidney Crosby still today a lot. You're probably going to get some Cale Makar. What I would do is the way I would ask the question, I would say your favorite young player in the league, not a Montreal Canadian player.
Yeah.
All right. And
okay.
I like Celebrini a lot.
Yeah. I don't think that would be my guy. That's a hard one. Favorite
Connor
young
Bedard
player. No, I can't say that I've loved Connor Bedard as a pro so far. Celebrini was really top notch. I mean, obviously, if you allow me to pick a Montreal Canadian player, the answer is really easy.
Lane Hutson.
It's Lane Hutson. You know, because he's really an exciting player. But you told me I can't pick a.
Did you see
Montreal
where the
Canadian.
NHL? Did you see where the NHL Network ranked Hutson in terms of best defenseman in the National Hockey League? They came out with something yesterday. Did you see that?
I did not.
Where would you have him? Give me a number. I know you'd have to go through the whole exercise of naming a bunch of guys.
Right. Well, I put him top 10. I mean, he was what in defenseman scoring last year?
7.
Right. So I think I would put him in top 10.
You want to know where they had him?
38.
19th.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to give you a couple of defensemen. All right. You're going to tell me, once I name their names, you're going to tell me if you would have them before or after Hutson.
Oh, wow. This is challenging. Okay.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with it. Let's roll.
We'll start with these. Makar.
Well, yeah.
Hughes.
Yeah.
Zach Werenski.
Yeah.
Miro Heiskanen.
Oh, yes. He's probably my favorite defenseman in the whole league.
Victor Hedman.
Yes.
Josh Morrissey.
Yes.
Rasmus Dahlin.
Oh, it's getting harder. Can I come back to that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jacob Slavin.
Yes.
Roman Josi.
Yes.
Evan Bouchard.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the top 10 on the NHL Network, just so you know.
Right. So I got 9. So now Hutson has to come next because I said top 10, right? Keep going. This is interesting.
Gustav Forsling.
No.
Jake Sanderson.
No.
Thomas Harley.
Oh, yes.
Shea Theodore.
Yes. Okay. So now I'm Hutson at 12, right? Okay.
Yeah. Adam Fox.
No.
Devin Taves.
Yes.
And Mikhail Sergachev.
No.
So these
Sergachev's ahead of Hutson?
He is. He's 18th.
Okay. So when I said top 10, I lied because I just put him 13th.
Actually, I think you probably put him. So in the end, you told me to go back to Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin?
No, I'm going to go no now.
You're going to go no on Rasmus Dahlin, really? Okay.
I am.
All right, so that would mean that you would have him 9. Forsling, you said after, no?
I said no on that one.
Sanderson, no?
Right? No.
Harley, yes, so he's 10.
Yes,
Theodore, yes, he's 11.
yes.
Adam Fox?
No.
No. Devin Taves?
Yes.
12. Sergachev, no, so you have Hutson at 13.
Yeah, so I was off by 3.
I need you to think about this for a second, okay? By the way, just in case you're wondering, Brock Faber is at number 20.
He's pretty good too.
Okay.
but they weren't too far off. Like,
let's just say you have Hutson, like you said, 13, 14, right?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
I need you to think about this for a second, right? A good 2 weeks ago, I mentioned that I have it on good information.
I know.
And that
I heard
Lane Hutson is not going to be on the list for USA Hockey at their 2026 Olympic Hockey Orientation Camp, which is going to take place later this month. Okay.
How many people are invited to that?
I've been told 13 to 14. So you have him at 13 to 14 in the whole league, and he's not going to be on USA's 13 or 14, just USA. You have him 13
so you're
to 14
saying that 13 defensemen are being invited to that camp? 13 American defensemen.
Maybe 14. 13 for sure. 13 for sure. And he's not going to be on the list.
How is that possible? Do you know the 13 Americans that are going to be there and not him?
I know a couple of them. I mean,
I know a couple of them too. But I mean, how do you get to 13 and he's not one of them? What, is Cole Hutson there and not him?
Yeah.
I mean, that's that's kind of crazy. That's kind of, because we just stopped at 13 and the NHL Network stopped at 19. And of course, many of those guys were Canadians. Others were Swedes, and one was a Russian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, that's insane.
Quinn Hughes is going to be there, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Faber is going to be there.
2.
Adam Fox is going to be there.
3.
Jake Sanderson is going to be there.
4. Renski
is going to be there.
5.
Charlie McAvoy is going to be there.
6.
And
we're not getting to 13.
They're going to have 13 defensemen on the list. So is
we're not getting to 13.
If the information I have is accurate, and I believe it to be, because or else I wouldn't come out with it.
Like I wouldn't be bitching, Tony, about him like not being in the final 7 if they're taking 7 to the Olympics or 8 to the Olympics. I wouldn't be troubled by that.
Yeah, I just don't understand how he doesn't make your top 13 or 14.
To be invited to camp? Jesus. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They obviously just assume that even though he excelled at the NHL level, he's going to have a hell of a tough time because he's not big enough. Like, it's the same thing all over again, right? He's not big enough. That's the way they're looking at it.
I don't know if I said Slavin, but Slavin.
Yeah.
Right. So
I mean, what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do, Tony, when no matter what, you win the Rookie of the Year, you have one of the best rookie campaigns in NHL history in terms of assists and points as a rookie. You win the Calder. You're on the ice 25 minutes a game, 27 minutes a game for the Canadiens. You are the best point getter in the playoffs. You're leading the team or second on the team in ice time with Matheson in the playoffs. So you've shown you're playing great in all the big games. Like, the only thing this kid can do to prove himself is like wear high heel shoes. That's the only thing.
Selfishly, I know who doesn't want him there.
Bill Guerin.
A lot of Montreal Canadiens fans, because they'd rather Hudson rest up in the month of February.
Mm-hmm.
And, selfishly, probably, some of
it didn't hurt,
some of the higher ups. Well, he came back recharged last year. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, it didn't hurt. Hudson was tired before the break, and so was Suzuki.
Yeah.
They didn't get offered. Did not hurt the team. They got off to a rip-roaring start. The first night out, they faced the Senators, who were really, really tired, and they whumped them, and they went from there.
But a lot of players are able to take their game to another level after they come back from big competitions, right? And a lot of players who were great players became even greater after spending time with the greats and playing against the best. So it's obviously something that you'd like to happen for them. If he's not signed to a contract next year, when that happens, obviously you'd have to think that it's going to be something that's going to be used in the negotiations to say, hey, you weren't even on the Olympic team. And if he does make the Olympic team, it's something that his camp is going to use to say, hey, he was on the Olympic team. Speaking of which, there was a good article earlier today from Marco D'Amico on I don't know if you had a chance to see it, Lane Hutson and some comparables and why Hudson's contract situation can be or should be viewed differently than Noah Dobson's, considering when Dobson got his contract, how many years in he was, and one was an RFA compared to another one who's on an entry level. And it's definitely worth the read. I know that Marco in the past has been extremely complimentary of my work. So we'll repay the.
And you caught me with that one. Oh.
So we'll repay the favor. The Sick Podcast is brought to you in part by Energy Transportation Group, a leading full-service logistics provider serving all of North America. They're driven to be different. They're a top fleet employer in Canada. Just ask Forbes magazine. Also want to give a shout-out to Betway. Go all the way, Brian, with Betway. Get a free bet up to $200. First bet, lose, scan the QR code on the screen or click on the link in the details section to create an account. Redeem your welcome offer. Offers only available for new customers. Terms and conditions apply. Offers not available in Ontario. Must be 18 years of age and older. And please play responsibly. All right, okay, let's get back to the questions. Shane Gaumont, bringing him up at Master Control because Sammy's not available tonight at Master Control, Brian, because Sammy is at a huge conference for spinal muscular atrophy with his family, because Agnello and his family are on the board for Cure SMA, spinal muscular atrophy. So Sammy is with them and they're out of town. Snail Trail Liquor says, if the team stays as it is for the whole season, no deadline pickups or anything of that sort, can they make the playoffs or even win a round with how many teams were right behind them last season? Brian?
Yes. Definitely. Yeah. Yes. They finished with 91 points last year, and they've added Demidov, which is a massive add. Bolduc, 19 goals.
Yeah.
Foligno could be a player.
Yeah.
Blake could be a player. I can't see Noah Dobson. Like, you've added a top 4 defenseman and a top 6 forward, and no one has left or is aging out that will impact them in a negative way, except for maybe Dvorak on faceoffs.
Yeah.
That's the only missing thing that I can see. So I definitely think they're going to go higher than 91. And if they find themselves at 96, 97, then they're not facing the number 1 team, the Washington Capitals. They're facing mid-pack, and they can win a round. Yeah.
I saw something on social media yesterday. I'm going through my phone right now to see if I can actually bring it up. Let me just see. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to actually send it to Shane Gaumont and Master Control. Shane, if you can bring it up. Have you seen the Montreal 25 and under core, Brian, which was tweeted out by BR_Open Ice?
Let's see it.
Well, I just sent it to Shane. I don't know how fast he can actually bring it up because I just texted to him like a second ago, but
he's good, man. Shane's good.
Shane's pretty fast with this stuff. There you have it. Look at that.
Yeah. See, look, it's already coming up. Unbelievable.
Nick Suzuki, 25. Noah Dobson, 25 years of age. Cole Caulfield, 24. Lane Hutson, 21. Demidov, 19. Slafkovsky, 21. Gaden Gooley, 23. Jaden Struble, 24. David Reinbacher's 20. And Zach Bolduc is 22. All right. The reason why I bring this up is when a lot of people ask, will the Canadiens make the playoffs next year? And like,
yeah,
anything can happen. I think one of the things that everyone has to keep into account is injuries, right? Like if the couple of years that the Canadiens, were the last place team in the National Hockey League and the 5th last and the 5th last, the Canadiens had lost so many man games. I think they were the team that actually had missed the most games due to injury. All right.
Yeah.
So let's go with all things barring equal, and the Canadiens don't suffer significant injuries to core players, and if they do suffer injuries, it's not for an extended period of time. Okay, so they're somewhere in the middle of the pack, no significant injury to no very, very important player. When you take a look at all these players at their age, they should all be getting better.
Yep.
Right? I think Hutson comes in his first year. He's going to get better. Cole Caulfield just scored the most goals he scored at the National Hockey League level. He should be getting better. Nick Suzuki just picked up the most points he had at the National Hockey League level. Noah Dobson is coming over to a new team, and he'll be pretty excited on a new contract. Juraj Slafkovsky has 50 points, 51 points, should be getting better. Caden Gooley has had his share of injuries, but should be getting better. James Struble will probably play more regularly. Zach Bolduc comes over, and you know what? He should improve on the good season that he had a year ago with St. Louis. If all these guys get 10% better, how are the Canadiens not going to make the playoffs? They should.
Absolutely.
They should.
And add to that, too, that all of these guys are going to get better, but add that 8 of those 10 guys are your most important players on the team.
Yeah.
Reinbacher still has something to prove, of course, and Struble is, back 2 in the defensive 6. But the others, I mean, they're all top 6 guys and top 4 guys. These are most important players on your team that are all getting better. So there's just nothing to say that, a 33-year-old Nick Suzuki is going to drop off this year. That's not happening. Or, a 34-year-old Noah Dobson is going to drop off. It's not happening. These guys are all augmenting. So I absolutely agree that 91 can easily turn into 97 with the additions that the team has made if they stay healthy. I also like when I look at what their point total could be. I really like factoring in that they lost with an 8-2-6 goaltender the 8 games that were played. Like, you can't win. You got to score 7 when your goalie gives you 8-2-6. You gotta score 7 goals. So like there were 16 points that they had no chance to get any points.
Yeah.
So I like to point that out as well.
All right. Okay. This coming in now from, by the way, how are we at 879? We should easily be at 1,500 here tonight. Come on.
Yeah, we're really interesting. What's going on?
We got to be at 1,500. Philippe Letang Poirier. And we bring us up. Philippe Letang Poirier. Shirtless Tony versus Ty Domi. Who wins? Tony has a week prep time. Okay, Tony could train for the next 5 years. There's no way I would ever beat Ty Domi in a fight. No way. As a matter of fact, I'd be willing to bet that he would knock me out and it wouldn't take very long. Having said that, I'm going to tell you this. I'm stronger than a lot of people think.
Yeah, I'm weaker.
I'm tough to move.
I'm not.
Once my legs they plant into the ground, I'm really tough to move. I actually know a couple of jiu-jitsu moves.
I got a question for you.
And if it's a street fight, like I no holds barred, like I'll rip your eyes out and I'll bite your ears and your nose.
Okay, so that leads me to a question. Ready?
Yeah, but I would get knocked out by Ty Domi.
Have you ever thrown a punch?
Yes, I have.
You've been and did you follow it up with a second punch?
I actually got into a scrap in high school. Where it was it was a COSM hockey game. I'm a very, very sore loser. And all of a sudden somebody said something and a stick went flying. And then somebody grabbed me by the neck and I said, like, okay, we went in the hallway. Ironically, I was wearing my Chris Nyland jersey and, the shirt came over the head and I started going. And then we went back to the principal's office and I said, I'm not this kind of guy, and I'm wearing Chris. And he looks at me and he goes, "Really? You're wearing a Chris Nyland jersey? You're coming into my office? You tell me that
you're not
a troublemaker?"
guy.
It's pretty funny, actually. Okay, so I can hold my own, but Ty Domi would definitely knock me out within 10 seconds. I'm convinced of that. Eric Lavallee, Tony Bryan, Filip Mesar. Is it too early to throw in the towel?
Oh, it's really close. Your thoughts?
My thoughts is that at the very least, he has to have a dominant year, like in Laval. Like I don't. He's got to have a dominant year.
Again, I don't have all the contract status. This would be year 3 of the ELC.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah, because
might, if he doesn't do anything this year, they'll let him go.
Because he's the same draft year as Slafkovsky, right?
Yeah.
and Slafkovsky. So it's year two. It's year 2 of 3. It's year
No, this
two.
would. I think this be it. I think this would be it.
I think it's going to be. I think it's year 2 because he signed the
Well,
year after.
then he has another year. Yeah. Then he has
Well, he's got this year,
Mhm.
and then he's got next year.
Yeah. But I mean, if the question on the screen is more about are you emotionally and psychologically throwing in the towel, the answer is really close to yes. I mean, it's time for him that he starts to play better hockey.
He's 21 years old. If he's not going to be an NHLer, he's got to dominate at the league below. Like
That's right.
The other way, right?
That's right. And I mean, I go by the Grant McKegg philosophy of you can't give up on anybody until they're 25 in terms of their hockey overall. But the Canadiens organization, they have like a pipeline that is so thick. It's so deep that you only got 50 roster spots. And he's almost like, if he doesn't improve a little bit, he's wasting one.
Neil Mack, Brian, does Ivan Demidov have a realistic chance to score 30 goals this season?
You want to tackle that one first?
So
I've always been tackling him first, so you tackle him first.
Okay. So I'm going to say this. Cole Caulfield is an elite goal scorer. We agree?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's got an elite shot.
Yeah.
It took him 4 years into his National Hockey League career to break 30 by scoring 37 last season. Came close the year before that with 28. Came close the year before that with 26 and 46. The year before he had 23 and 67. It wouldn't shock me, but if I had to bet on it, I would bet no.
If Vegas made me bet, I would take the no. But the question was worded as has a shot, and yeah, he's got a shot. He's got a shot. I'd take the under. If Vegas's line on that was 30.5, I'd take the under. I'm going to give him 23.
So Moose Meat Special says, what's a bad season for Demidov? We always project how good he could be, but what's your worst case scenario?
Oh, God, 10 goals, 15 assists, 10, 20 for 30. That would really be disappointing, and it would be shocking. And like if he doesn't break 45 points, I'd call it a disappointing. That's a great question because we're always talking about the upside, but what would be a disappointing downside? It'd be 40, 45 points in that area, somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 goals. If he doesn't break 20, I'll be disappointed. I think he should be. I mean, the last 2 games of the regular season, he was in many minutes the best player on the ice, which is impossible because he shared the ice with Nick Suzuki. But he was the best player on the ice against the Blackhawks.
Slafkovsky picked up 50 points as a 19-year-old. I think Demidov's going to be a better point getter in the National Hockey League. Slafkovsky,
way higher. Here's another question.
Slafkovsky played with Suzuki and Caulfield, though, and Demidov's most likely not going to do that. Let's be honest.
Right. Good point. But what's his ceiling then?
Demidov's ceiling?
Yep. Give me his point ceiling when he's like 26 years of age.
This is going to be taped, right?
Yeah, you're going to have to live with this, and they're going to put it on Twitter, and they're going to exert it, and it's going to be bad for you.
If you ask me right now, if I think that at one point in his career, Ivan Demidov will have a season where he'll hit 100 points, I will say yes.
I will say yes too. Will you say 110 points?
I will say that. I will say this: that Nikita Kucherov is one of the best players in the National Hockey League. And Nikita Kucherov plays with Braden Point, plays on a team that scores a lot of goals. And Nikita Kucherov his career high in a season is 144 points.
Yeah.
He's at 144, 121, 113, 128, 100. And I'm not telling you that he's going to be Kucherov. But if he's going to be 80% of Kucherov, which I believe that he has a chance of being 80% of Kucherov, and I take Kucherov's best season.
144?
Yeah.
And you 80% that?
That could be a 115-point season.
Yeah.
Look, I think I'm going to say it right now, and I've said this before, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I think Ivan Demidov is going to be a star in the National Hockey League. And
Yeah, so do I. Let me keep.
if you ask me how much I would bet, are you ready?
Yeah.
I would bet the house.
Really?
Yeah.
That he's going to be a star in the NHL.
I would bet the house.
Yeah. Okay, here's another question for you, because if you're talking about, let's take it back to the original, is how many points would he get this season? And you said that it was 50 points for Slafkovsky as a 19-year-old, right?
I have 9 houses, by the way. So if I bet one, there's another 8.
You still got another 8. Okay, so you just ended up at around 110 for a max on Demidov, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Slafkovsky got 50 in his first campaign.
Yeah. No,
so we're trying to figure
in his second season as
in his second campaign. Okay.
Yeah.
But the same age as Demidov,
as a 19-year-old, correct?
Right, because he came in right after the draft and Demidov went back to Russia. Okay, so what is the ceiling, therefore? You'll figure out what I'm trying to do here on Slafkovsky.
Yeah. But then again, Demidov's going to hit 20 in December, eh?
Yeah. But what's the ceiling in the NHL? What's the best point season that Slafkovsky is going to have? What's your number? Because it's going to be considerably lower, right? Which means then that 50 as a rookie campaign is the expectation at least. And 65 would be the Celebrini Bedard territory that wins him the Rookie of the Year, which I predict he will win.
Okay, I'm going to answer this question. The ceiling for Slafkovsky, his best season in the National Hockey League,
will be as a 26-year-old.
Will be less than the season that Nick Suzuki just had, which was 89. It's the numbers lower. I don't think Slafkovsky in his career will have a season like Nick Suzuki just had, which was an 89-point season.
Now remember, the Canadiens organization points per with better than 1 points per game. Alex Kovalev was the only other guy this century.
84 points, 35 goals, 49 assists.
So, like, if you're saying he won't reach 89, like, that's everybody in Canadiens history this century. So that's not that bold a prediction.
But I understand that. But the Canadiens right now in their organization have more offensive talent than they've had since
forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Like, they have more offensive talent right now than the team that won the Stanley Cup that had Danfus, Bellows, and Muller.
Yeah, and they're the last 100 goal line.
And one scored 40, one scored 39, one scored 37, and the other one scored 31 or something, I believe, right?
They're the last 100 goal line in 1993.
Yeah. So I think they got more scoring depth right now than that team did.
Yeah. All right. Let's put our feet to the fire here. You ready? Pick a number. I'm going 78 points. I don't think Slafkovsky ever has a point per game season, but he flirts with it. 78 points.
I'm going to go with, I'll go with he'll hit the point per game.
Okay.
Well, he'll hit the point per game.
After Demidov.
Yeah. I don't know when he'll hit the point per game.
I'm saying after Demidov.
You think Slafkovsky could be a better player than Mikko Rantanen?
No.
You don't think so? Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
Rantanen went death in his draft here. Well, no, just because that's the comparable that he gave, right? He said that's the player that he wants to try to be, right?
Yeah. No, I don't see that at all.
So Rantanen has had seasons of 105, 104, 92, 87, and 84.
He doesn't have the offensive footprint for that.
I think he'll hit the point per game, 82.
Yeah,
I think
that would really surprise me if he did that. I think he's going to be the type of power forward that finds himself not on the score sheet when his line mates are on the score sheet a lot, and then the defenseman is the guy who got the third point on the play. And he's got to stay on the power play too for these kind of numbers. And will he be on the first unit when Demidov is going to be on the first unit?
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting what happens there, right? Because
Nick Suzuki, by the way, will pass the 100-point plateau. There's no doubt in my mind.
89, 11 more on a really high-scoring team. You got an empty net that you can shoot into a lot. That's a big help to get to 100.
I think he's going to get
You're
it.
a
The big
winning hockey
question
team, and you get a point on an empty netter is massive.
The big question is whether he hits it this season. That's the thing that I wouldn't bet on. But then again, you take a look at Suzuki. Suzuki's points go up every year. Every year.
Yeah. I was wrong on him. I predicted that he would not get to a point per game, or he would flirt with it and arrive just at it, something in 81, 82. I did not see 89, and now I'm not betting against him. Especially when you listen to the praise, like Patrice Bergeron talking about him the other day. I mean, the praise that this kid gets, the insiders in the game, guys that played against him, guys that he fashioned his game after, they have so much respect for him and the way he plays the game that I must too.
He had 89 points last season. He went up 12 points from the year before at 77 and up 11 points from the year before that when he had 66.
Wow.
If Suzuki makes Team Canada, I don't think he's going to get 100.
Because it'll tax him?
Because it'll tax him the rest of the way. Even if he doesn't, the fact there's going to be 17 back-to-backs, I think will make it more difficult this year, obviously. So I wouldn't bet on him getting it this year. I do bet on him getting it the year after.
Can I make a point there about the 17 back-to-backs, though, and kind of just disagree with you just a smidge?
Okay.
And I disagree because the other team is also, fighting the Olympic schedule too. So he may be tired, but his opponent will also be tired because they're facing the same. I think, though, that the Canadiens have one or two higher than the rest of the league. I think that another team's highest is 15-ish, if I'm not mistaken. So, but that's still within the realm of the other player is also tired.
And I think the most intriguing question of the night goes to Dreams 369. Yeah. Don't know why the 3 is there considering his question, but anyway. What was your favorite episode of Bleu Nuit? Brian, you want to tackle this one or what?
I don't think it came in episodes. They were usually movies, right?
Without a doubt, Emmanuel 5 or 4. Who can recall at this point?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like that one.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
I don't really recall it. I mean, all I can remember is the remote control, a pillow.
Oh, she's like, I don't want. I gotta cover my eyes.
Remember, family used to come downstairs. What are those? Change the remote. All of a sudden, channels all scrambled. It's good to laugh.
What are you watching? I enjoy snow. I'm watching snow.
It's good to laugh. Hey, thanks for doing this, Brian. I think we had a lot of fun as we usually do. And you know what? I don't know if we were able to get to the 1,000, but it looks like we have about 956 or something like that right about now. But anyway, it's a pretty good number considering it's the middle of August, right? And
days.
We're when
we peak out on Tuesday when everybody wanted to see the Demidov highlights.
Yeah. I don't remember, but pretty good numbers. Pretty good numbers. Yeah. The podcasts are getting really, really good numbers.
Nice. Well, you go every night. So
hold on a second. Producer Shane says, we have a money question and a few from Twitter, by the way. Okay, hold on a second. Ju says $6.99 he donated. Thank you. Do the Canadiens beat Boston in the 2011 playoffs? If Pacioretty and Markov were healthy, took the Bruins to Game 7 without them. Look, it's hypothetical. We'll never know. The Bruins went on to win the Stanley Cup that year, but you would think that the way the Canadiens played, they were probably going to knock them out.
Was that the Horton goal?
Yes, it was.
Oh, I was there for that one.
I was there too. I was there in Boston too.
I was very disappointed. Not because I'm a Canadiens fan.
Yeah.
I just like working the playoffs instead of little Jimmy, the fencer from the 11-year-old from Point Claire.
You're right about that. You remember that I think the Canadiens hit a post or two in overtime.
Yeah.
They started the overtime PK Subban tied up the game, if I'm not mistaken, with about a minute and a half left on a rocket that went under the crossbar on Tim Thomas. And then when they got to overtime, the Canadiens had the 2 best scoring chances, and I think they hit a post. And then the Boston Bruins ended up scoring that game-winning goal. But I told you the Cam Neely story.
And then they go on.
I told you the Cam Neely story.
Is this the one where you thought maybe he was going to kill you?
No. So I'm on press box row for the game, and Subban, like I said, ties it up with about a minute and a half. from just inside the blue line on a rocket right underneath the crossbar. And minute and a half later, game's over. It's going overtime. Neely is fuming.
Yes,
He's walking down the press box row.
Petrified me.
And he's about to get into the elevator to go downstairs into the locker room, right?
Yeah, we've all been there.
He is red. He has smoke coming out of his ears, all right?
Yep.
He kind of like, there was a pillar somewhere or a wall. I remember him as soon as he walked by, he slapped it, okay? Now, because the music was going very, very loud and the arena was vibrating, but it almost seemed like when he slapped the pillar or the wall or whatever he slapped, that the arena was actually shaking because of his slap.
Yeah.
But he was absolutely fuming. It was unbelievable.
Well, I think pretty much everybody on press row has a story of being scared shitless of him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
When they lost overtime games or whatever, he was walking down the pedway. It was just like, I'm just going to let Cam go by. I'm just going to let Cam go in that elevator. I'll catch the next one.
Yeah. I watched 3 Game 7s in Boston between the Bruins and the Canadiens. I was at that one there in 2011 that the Bruins won in overtime. I was at the one when the Canadiens beat the Bruins. I think it was in 2014. That's the year of the Price injury versus the Rangers. The Canadiens won by a score of 3-1.
Yeah.
I think it was Dale Weiss scored first, Max Pacioretty scored second, and Daniel Briere scored to make it 3-1 for the Canadiens off a pass that redirected off a Zdeno Chara skate.
Oh, yes, I remember that.
And I was there when the Canadiens were down 3-1 in the series, the year that Kovalev and Surrey collided in overtime because Kovalev got slashed on the wrist. And Glenn Murray scored in Montreal. The Bruins took a 3-1 series lead. Surrey called out Kovalev in the locker room after the game, and then Kovalev was a man on a mission, and he took over the next 3 games. Scored 2 goals in Game 5. I think he had a couple of points or a couple of goals in Game 6, and he had 2 assists in Game 7. They won by a score of 2-0 on 2 goals by Richard Zednik. And I remember at one point we didn't have, you wait for the curtain to open for the Canadiens locker room to be open. And I didn't wait for the curtain to open, and I walked into the locker room without the curtain being open. When they won that game 2-0 in Boston, Koivu screamed so loud out of like joy and excitement, like he didn't know I was there. He turned around, he saw me there. Oh, I shouldn't have been in here, and I left. But you remember what happened that year? That year on the morning of Game 7, do you remember what happened?
No.
That's the morning that Kevin Paul DuPont in the Boston Globe came out with an article.
Yes, sure.
That Joe Thornton is not a good
should be
captain.
Traded. Yeah,
and he's not a good captain. And that there were players in the locker room that told him off the record that Thornton was no leader and no captain, and he crumbled under pressure all the time type of thing.
I remember that.
I remember that Bruins locker room that morning. All the questions were about that. All the players had to defend the captain. And even though you know that, look, if Kevin Paul DuPont wrote it, he didn't want to make it. Somebody told him something, right? Or maybe a couple of players. I remember my buddies calling me saying, hey, you're in Boston, blah, blah, blah. I said, guys, and I don't usually do this. I said, guys, the Canadiens are going to win the game tonight.
Yeah, they were in disarray.
I said, guys, I get the feeling the Bruins are rattled because that article on that particular morning, it became a distraction.
Yeah,
became a huge, instead of becoming a motivation, it became a distraction. And Joe Thornton was later traded by the Boston Bruins, if I'm not mistaken, probably that summer. If not, it was the year after. But anyway.
But the Alex Kovalev days, I mean, they're coming back. Because he was the most exciting player in a long, long time. And now you have 2 players that are of his excitement level. Hutson excites me like him, and Demidov will excite me like he did.
Yeah.
So this is going to be coming up in 2025. And I think the next 6-7 years, when you put up those 10 guys, and, the oldest was 25. The next 6-7 years with that core 10 that you put up, it's going to be damn exciting.
It really is.
We've gone through some down times and some really dry years, like not Oleg Petrov dry, but pretty dry. And that's over, man. Bring on the excitement. It is coming.
Yes, and you know what? The Canadiens are going to be exciting for a very long time. And the Sick podcast is going to be very exciting for a very, very long time too. We're going to put together a really, really great team going into this season. Do we have another one, Shingamo, or is that it for the donation questions? Is that it? I think, let me just see. That's it. So, Brian, once again, thank you very much. I appreciate you doing this, and we'll talk to you soon, my man.
Pleasure.
All right. Thank you. Brian Wilde. There you have it. Special thanks to Betway, Fruiterie de Lard, La Bittt Tibi, Playground, and Energy Transportation Group. Special thanks to all of you. If you like the podcast tonight, leave us a 5-star review. It's our way of feeling the love. For Shane Gamo and Master Control, it's a Sick podcast. Matt O'Hain will be in tomorrow. I'm Marinaro.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast with Tony Marinaro on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts. The Sick Podcast is brought to you by Energy Transportation Group, driven to be different. La Vida TB, embrace your true nature. And Playground, your premier gaming destination.